All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. How's everyone doing today? It is Friday. It is the last day of July of 2020, July 31st, everybody. I am here and I am ready. I hope you guys are ready too for what is lined up to be a very fun streaming day here today with a new release that I'll be checking out, which is awesome, combined with my weekly Throwback Street Fighter session, which is also awesome. Okay? Good stuff today. How's everyone doing? Happy weekend. Is beginning of the weekend for many people. Some people's final day of work before they head into the weekend. Although, so much has changed in the last 4 to 5 months with the world and coronavirus that I don't even know if standard work schedules really apply anymore these days. Let's be honest. But excuse me. I welcome you all to the stream. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. So let's talk a little bit. Let's chat it up. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a break from Ghost of Tsushima today, and you guys have given me feedback over the last 2 weeks that you really like the game, but you'd like to see more variety here on my main gameplay streams. That simply playing the same game every single day can get tiresome. And I understand that. As much as I enjoy Ghost of Tsushima myself, I can understand why it gets tiring for you guys to see the same thing every single day. Even myself trying to make variety, I went through several different builds in the game. At first, I'm not sure what I wanted to do, and I was just kind of upgrading things willy-nilly. Then I went into a bow-based build. So for about 2 major sessions, I was doing all bow gameplay, getting headshot combos. And then yesterday, I went into a melee build, which was quite fun to be tearing through the enemies and regenerating health at a high rate. It was pretty neat. But, admittedly, the same game every day, some people can get bored. I'm not, personally. I really like the game. And like I said, it's probably my front runner right now for Game of the Year for me. Although there may be some really great games coming out by the end of the year as well that'll jump in there as contenders. I've had no problem playing this game as the main gameplay stream for a while. But I understand you guys want some variety. So starting today, we're going to start mixing things up and alternate between Ghost of Tsushima and other games. Okay? Also, we finished up Deadly Premonition 2 last night. Thank goodness. It ended up being way longer than I was told. I was told there's only 90 minutes left on Monday night. Okay? So when I started playing it, I'm thinking, we're just going to finish it within an hour. We'll be fine. Nope. It took the entirety of the stream to finish it up. In fact, I had to go a little bit overtime to finish Deadly Premonition 2. But we finished it. And I don't want to go too much into detail on this stream because I went into lots of detail on last night's stream. In a nutshell, it's this simple. The game is terrible, but it's just fun. For whatever reason, whether it's the plot, the quirkiness, the game was a fun experience. For about the 2 weeks that I played, I actually tallied it up as 25 parts. So you got to figure that's around between 25 to 30 hours because I played it as main gameplay streams for a while, which means there were some longer videos in there. So it was the weirdest ending ever. I have no idea what any of it meant, but at the same time, I had a good time. Compare that with The Last of Us 2, where, yeah, the gameplay elements were functional and were improved from previous Last of Us game, and the graphics were great, but I didn't have fun playing it. In fact, it was the opposite. I hated the game. By the end of the game, I wished I hadn't played it. That's a big difference. How can you tell me that Swery understands game development and Neil Druckmann doesn't? That's pretty bad. But anyway, it was an interesting and unique experience to say the least, and I hope that you guys will check out that playthrough on DSPGaming. It's live. So if you did not have a chance to check it out, I strongly recommend you check it out for the quirkiness alone. And by the way, do not buy the game. I'll tell you that right now. They didn't patch it or improve it much at all. It's not worth the price tag. What I would say is watch a playthrough. Unless the price of this game dramatically drops, do not spend money on it. It is one of the worst performing games I've ever seen in the modern era. And you should not be dropping money on a game that they put no effort into running properly. Okay? Alrighty then. Continuing on. Let's talk about the present and the future. So today should be a great day. Here's why. We're doing something new. Destroy All Humans remake. Now, Destroy All Humans is a game franchise that started in the mid-2000s on the PlayStation 2. I also believe, was it ported to the original Xbox? I think it was, too. I'm not 100% on that. Around the time this game came out, I was working at Best Buy, and I remember seeing it in the store, and it was a best seller. And I was like, whoa, a game about an alien coming down and murdering humans is a bestseller, huh? This is a time frame when I wasn't really invested too much in console video games. I was just playing competitive Street Fighter and just doing my thing. I didn't play it. And this game got so popular at the time, it actually had a bunch of sequels. I think it had 2 to 3 sequels. And then the franchise just kind of fizzled out and died, and we never heard from it again. So they decided to remake the original game for modern consoles. Now, from what I'm going to understand, this remake is very similar to the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. And what I mean by that is, no, they did not redesign the game from the ground up. It doesn't play like a modern game. They weren't intending for this remake to play like a modern game. What they did is they took the old game and upgraded it to run on modern consoles with better graphics and a save system. You know what I mean? But the gameplay elements apparently are intact and hasn't really been upgraded, okay? So I know that up front going into it. I'm not expecting the game to blow me away with amazing next-gen gameplay. I'm expecting it to kind of play like an antiquated game, like an old PS2 era game, which I've played a ton of and enjoy, okay? So that's the mindset I'm going into this game with. I'm not going to be expecting the world or anything like that, okay? So, we're starting this up today. From what I understand, it's also not a very lengthy game. Someone told me maybe 3 major streaming sessions, maybe 4, and I'll be able to beat it as long as I don't suck at it. That's good, because that'll give us some variety in the next week or so, okay? So, that's starting up today. Now, I have to tell you guys, today's stream, this stream right now has to end a little early. Usually I would play till around 4 p.m. Pacific time. I have to end around 3:30. I have to cook dinner today for my wife before she goes to work. And she's going to work a little bit on the earlier side, so I have to end a little early so I can get down there and cook dinner for her, okay? This isn't every day like this, but every once in a while this happens. I think it might happen another day this week too. We'll see, but, just so you guys know, okay, FYI, I do have to end the stream slightly early. All right, and I don't want anyone to be shocked if you're approaching the end of the stream, and number 1, we haven't hit the tips goal yet to continue the vest streak, and number 2, people are like, oh my god, I can't believe that he's leaving early on a new release day. The game, first of all, came out on Tuesday, so technically it's not a new release, it's just a re-release anyway. I am excited to play it, don't get me wrong, but, life takes priority. So I hope you guys understand that, okay? And no, I'm not throwing a banquet meal in the microwave, you ass. I'm actually cooking. I'm making chicken fajitas, where you take seasoned chicken and some salsa and veggies, and you toss them into a stir-fry pan, stir it all up, and you serve them in a nice fresh tortilla with some pico de gallo, a little bit of light sour cream. It's pretty damn good. A little bit of light cheese as well, sprinkled light Mexican cheese. No, it's a lot better than the banquet meal that you're probably having for dinner, okay? Ass. Okay, then. Alrighty. So anyway, that's the main gameplay stream for today. My first taste ever of Destroy All Humans. Hello, Hail Hyfra. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Later tonight, my weekly Throwback Street Fighter session, which I'm very excited for. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a good time. Alright? It's going to be 2 hours of old school Street Fighter fun, including Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and Street Fighter Alpha 3. I hope you guys will join me for that. I always have a good time during that, even though it can be lag-filled and annoying. It's also very fun retro gameplay that I really enjoy doing once a week, okay? Tomorrow we will go back to Ghost of Tsushima as the main gameplay stream. We're still continuing in Act 2. Yesterday's stream was outstanding. I made tons of progress with a lot of the side content in the area. We unlocked a new hub city, and we're progressing nicely. I'm having a lot of fun. What I'd like to do tomorrow as the main focus as we start is to do one of the legendary missions to get a new combat ability. I've been using the Heavenly Strike for quite some time, and I'd like to see what this new one is and if it's any better or different for a variety of combat purposes. So that's tomorrow's Ghost of Tsushima stream. Tomorrow night, we're returning to Fire Emblem Three Houses for the first time in 2 weeks. The last time I played this game, we were in the midst of a crazy story mission where everything was flipping on its head. All right? It was just so weird because one of our major allies had turned on us and became a villain, and now we were fighting them. And then I haven't gotten back to the game to finish the fight. So we're going to be continuing that Saturday night, okay? Sunday, it's going to be more Destroy All Humans remake. And then Sunday night, it's going to be the continuation of Paper Mario and the Origami King. We are currently in the second dungeon of the game, where we're trying to unlock the Water of Elemental. And we're going to continue on with that Sunday night. Monday, it will be more Ghost of Tsushima. And Monday night, we're going to actually do a stream of Animal Crossing, which I haven't done in a long time now, about 2 weeks. So we're going to swing back to Animal Crossing and see what's new. I know there's supposed to be daily fireworks celebrations. And they did this new dream ability, but from what I understand, you can't do the dream unless you actually have like a friend code, which I'm not going to bother with. So if you can't just openly just do it, then we're probably just going to skip that. But as you know, Animal Crossing is great because it's chill, it's fun, it's relaxing. It allows me to have a good time in a game and interact with a lot of you guys while I'm doing like busy work, grind work. And I really love doing it. It's going to be like my last stream of the week before I take a break on Tuesday, which will allow us to relax and have some unwinding before the time off. So that's good. Okay? Tuesday, I'm off of streaming. I return on Wednesday with more Destroy All Humans and likely maybe more Paper Mario that night. But I'm not 100% yet. But the way I'm going to do it is basically alternating between Destroy All Humans and Ghost of Tsushima as the main gameplay streams until we beat one of the games. For what I'm going to understand, there's probably still about another 20 hours of gameplay in Ghost of Tsushima. Because from what I'm to understand, I'm in Act 2, but I'm not even like halfway through Act 2 yet. I just kind of scratched the surface of the amount of content. And then there's Act 3. I've heard Act 3 is shorter. But if you're like me and you're going around doing all the content, I've still got a ways to go in the game. So if you figure 20 hours and each stream I do is 3 to 3.5 hours, right? We're probably talking another 5-6 streams at minimum. Until I get to the end of it. So we're talking probably another 1 to 2 weeks, maybe middle of August to finish the game. And by the way, I'm in no rush to finish the game. I love it that much, okay? Now, Destroy All Humans, again, people say maybe 3-4 streams. So if I play it today, I play it Sunday, I play it Wednesday, then potentially maybe by the end of next week, we'll be wrapping up Destroy All Humans, which means it's time for another new game to hit the rotation. What game will hit the rotation? Well, the reason I say this is because it's very important that you contribute to determine what will be the next game to hit my streaming rotation, because it's going to be the viewer's choice results that's going to determine that. If you're not aware, I don't know where you've been, what rock you've been under, what cave you've been living in. The viewer's choice voting is going on right now and only is good for today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then it comes to an end. So you absolutely must vote, everybody. You must vote if you have not. Please vote on the viewer's choice event. All right, please do. How does it work? You vote on as many games as you want out of the 10 that are candidates. All right, 2 games, the top 2 games will become full playthroughs starting in August. All right, so please head over and vote. How do you vote? You can type !viewer's choice into the stream chat to bring up the link, or every 15 minutes or so, that link is going to auto post itself anyway. All right, so please vote. I can tell you right now, the voting results are neck and neck, and every day more votes are coming in, and other games are becoming the top games. Seriously, it's going to be down to the wire, and it's going to be sometime on Sunday, whether between the streams or after the final stream, I'm not sure. I'm going to be closing down that poll. I'm going to be reviewing the results to see what's legit, because sometimes we do get illegitimate votes, people coming in with bots and stuff. We're going to take a look at that, make sure none of that happened, and I'm going to determine the winners. And what's going to happen is those games are going to be the next major playthroughs I'm going to do in August. So once Destroy All Humans and Ghost of Tsushima are wrapping up, those will be the games that will be played as the daytime streams. All right? So please vote. Your vote is so important. And again, it's so ridiculous. The voting is some of the closest I've ever seen in any event for me, where like 5 votes is the determining factor between the top 5 games. And if just a few more people go in there and vote, you could flip the whole poll on its head and change it all up. In fact, we had, for a while there, what I'm to understand, it was like Batman Arkham City and Manhunt were the top 2 games. And now, apparently, I guess people were saying it was like Danganronpa and Divinity Original Sin 2. I don't even know what the results are this morning. I haven't looked at it. But the polls are going crazy. Okay, so please vote. In fact, I wonder if I could check it out right now and just see what the results are. I wonder if I can actually get it to load on my laptop. It's probably a bad idea to try to do this because my laptop sucks. No, you're not. I don't have permission on the laptop because I'm not logged in. Son of a bitch. I would have liked to see how the results were going, but I can't. I got cock blocked. Okay. So I guess we'll see what happens. I will let you guys know. I will let you guys know on Sunday what happens. Okay? All right, now, that's the schedule for August. Now, August is a pretty dead month for new releases, admittedly. In fact, there really are no major new releases till, I'd say, the second half of the month, including the Samurai Jack game, the new episodic game from Don't Nod called Tell Me Why, and announced this morning a new Battletoads game. We knew it was in development, but it didn't have a date. Finally got a date. It's being released this coming month, August 20th. All right? August 20th. A new Battletoads game. And it's in the spirit of the old games. It's co-op, beat 'em up, but also has the same glider stages that used to be in old Battletoads games. Am I going to play it? I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'm interested in it. At the same time, I'm not 100% sure if it's something that's going to be good for streaming because I don't have a regular group of co-op people to play with. And it seems like the game is definitely catered for co-op. Although, admittedly, here's the funny part about it when I say that. The original Battletoads for NES was a very difficult game, but it was actually easier to play by yourself than with a co-op partner. Even though it was fun to play with someone, the problem was some of the parts of the game were much harder because you could potentially screw your partner over, especially like the speed bike stages and stuff. If you weren't all doing the jumps perfectly, you could screw your partner over by scrolling the screen or whatever. So I don't know if this game's going to be the same thing. I don't know if it's going to be nearly as difficult as the original Battletoads was because, man, that game was tough. I don't know if it's going to have a rewind feature. If you remember, Battletoads was re-released many years ago for modern consoles, and when they did that, they had a feature where you could rewind the game and made it much easier to beat because the game is actually so ridiculously tough, okay? So I'm not sure. I don't know. Am I interested in it? Yes, I am. But I think it's going to be more about more information we get by August 20th, plus your feedback. If you guys want to see me play this game, then by all means let me know. But I'd be curious how it would work out for the stream since it doesn't seem like it's going to be a co-op deal. You see what I mean? Okay? The other thing that I want to mention, all right? Tomorrow we start a new month, August, all right? The final major summer month. And FYI, that means a new month means a new sub goal, okay? Now, our subscriptions have been pretty high this month. And it's a combination of people subbing and resubbing, and also, let's be honest here, subscriber gifting. There's been a lot of people gifting subs. I mean, Only Iced Coffee completely lost control this month and gifted so many subscriptions that the channel has remained a very high sub count no matter what, okay? Now, here's the problem. I want to set up a sub goal for the month. We've had some ideas. Yesterday we were talking about this. I said I want to do a marathon because we've done a bunch of retrospectives already this year. We've done a bunch of viewers' choice events this year. I want to do something different. If we hit the sub goal in August, then in September we could do like a marathon. What kind of a marathon? Well, that's what we've been talking about. It could be maybe an Indies marathon, which I haven't done in a long time. It could be a Rage-a-thon, where it's games that are rage-inducing. It could be a platforming Mario marathon, where I go back and I play the classic Marios, like Super Mario 1 and 2. And I mean the real Super Mario 2, the Lost Levels, which is incredibly difficult. That could be a very fun, challenging stream to see me die a million times playing Mario, because those games are actually challenging and tough. Okay? So we've been brainstorming over the last day some of the ideas for a gaming marathon, all right? And please, by all means, guys, give me your ideas. And when I say gaming marathon, I mean one day. It would be a stream that starts around 10 in the morning and goes to like 7 at night or later. and it's a variety of games to be played during that time period. Okay, give me your ideas. All right. Now, the thing is, I don't know what to do with the sub goal because tomorrow's the first day of August. I could easily say, okay, it's August, let's set up a subscriber goal. But I get the feeling we're going to get a big dip in subs very soon. Reason being, like I said, so many people were generous in the month of July with the gifted subs. And I know certain days there were giant sub bombs that dropped. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see subs decline naturally in early August, which is fine. But if, let's say I set up, oh, okay, we're at 791 subs right now. So the sub goal for August is 835 subs. Great. And then, boom, we dip by 50 subs in 2 days. It's like, well, now it's not very attainable, you see? And I don't want to keep changing the goal and moving the goalpost because there's no point in doing that either. I want to set it up at some point when we kind of know what we're doing. So what I may do is wait a few days. All right, so tomorrow's the 1st, which will be Saturday. So Monday would be the 3rd. Maybe what we'll do when we come back from break from Tuesday, so that would be Wednesday the 5th? No, the 6th. No, wait. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It would be the 5th. Maybe when I come back from break on August 5th, we'll take a look at the sub goal together then, and then I'll set up a new sub goal for the month. At least that'll give us a few days into the month, so if there's going to be a natural drop, it'll give us our opportunity for that to happen first. The other thing is, we need time to talk. We need time to talk over this weekend about what you guys want to see as the sub goal. What kind of a marathon? All right, I'm not sure what you guys want to see. I like doing these marathons because typically what happens is you guys pick a bunch of games because remember, you'll be you guys nominating and voting on games for this event, and then some of these games end up being good to the point where you guys want to see them continue. In fact, that's what happened with games like Morrowind and stuff last year, where you're supposed to cause rage, but instead, it ended up just being games that I ended up doing as lengthy playthroughs. And that's cool. That's a good thing. That some of this stuff has turned into long-term fun, rather than just short-term, play it one session and drop it forever. Okay? So let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. But over this weekend, let's talk it out on the streams. Give me your ideas for what you'd like to see as a marathon, and then we'll probably set up a sub goal on Wednesday to make that happen. Okay? So, by the way, I was talking about this on yesterday's stream. For the rest of the year, we're pretty much set on sub goals. Seriously? Because if you take a look, September, we're going to be trying to set up a Halloween horror event like I always do, a Halloween marathon where you guys get to nominate and vote on the games. And then if we hit a tier 2 subs goal, you guys will get to vote on the kind of Halloween costume that I'm going to wear during the Halloween Horror Marathon. All right? The month of October will be for November, and likely that will either be another retrospective or a viewer's choice event. And then November is going to be for December, which means a Christmas event. Right? So we're pretty much set for the rest of the year. I know what the sub goals are going to be. This time of year is easy to figure it out. It's just this month we got to figure out what kind of a marathon we want to do. Okay? Okay, guys. All right. Outside of all that, I don't really have much else to talk about. In general, nothing else is popping into mind. Just a reminder again, I do have to finish today's stream around 3:30 p.m., not 4 p.m. like usual. I'm just letting you guys know so you're not disappointed when I have to end a little bit on the earlier side to make my wife dinner. And if we don't hit the tips goal by then, that's the end of the stream. Okay, so just throwing that out there. I'm going to say it multiple times during the pre-stream so people know, so there's no misconceptions. Okay? All right, I think it's time for shoutouts. Let's get to shoutouts, guys. So, here we go. Scroll all the way down here. All right, so we actually start off today with a cheer from Only Iced Coffee. And it's a 200-bit cheer. It's the biggest cheer so far. Is it? I can't tell, but it is a big one. So let's get him up on the leaderboard, and then we'll read what he has to say here. Why? What the hell? And by the way, this is so funny. So as you guys know, I bought a coat hanger, basically, to hang my vests in my office, to organize them nicely and have a thing, so instead of them being piled all over the office. And, I jokingly posted up a picture of it the other day. It wasn't anything serious. Someone says, oh, you wasted all money on a coat hanger, but you can't buy a new wireless keyboard. All right, have you guys noticed something? That my wireless keyboard in general is fine now? Yeah, you want to know why? Because all I had to do was move it from the left-hand side of the couch to the right-hand side of the couch. And now the signal pretty much works perfectly. Yeah, maybe once in a blue moon it doesn't type properly. But you notice I'm not having many problems anymore because it wasn't the keyboard. It was the wireless signal was getting screwed with. Okay? This is what I mean. Like people, see? You'll frivolously spend money on a coat hanger, but not another wireless keyboard. You mean the keyboard that I'm using every day and it works fine? People are just fucking stupid. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Only Iced Coffee. Cheers. Good morning, Phil. Only 18 more subs to gift until I have reached a total of 250. It might happen to be this week. However, it'll probably happen early next week. I've already gifted 17 this week. It's good to see that we're still holding strong at 791 subs leading into August. So we'll see how many we'll need for the next sub goal. Exactly. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's exactly what, as we discussed here. I think what we'll do is we'll relax a little bit. We'll talk over the weekend about what you guys want to see as the sub goal reward. What kind of a marathon. And then we'll set the sub goal up maybe on Wednesday when I come back from break. We'll see where the subs are at. Okay? Only Iced Coffee gifted a subscription to Ryan Is So Conceited. And then also to Maddie3888. So congratulations to the two of you. And thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for the support of the channel. Shirtless Mofo did a 100-bit cheer. Said, Thugs on the floor. Then he did another 100-bit cheer. And he says, I legit think Pepsi Man was a better Sonic Adventure game than Sonic Adventure. I never played Pepsi Man, so I wouldn't be able to attest to that. But I do like Sonic Adventure 1. 2, not so much. I liked 1 better. And of course, a lot of people hate me for that because they say that's ridiculous. 2 is better than 1. And I disagree. I actually like 1 better, but maybe it's just my nostalgia goggles because I actually played 1 back on the Dreamcast when it was a new game. Okay. The Last Rambo cheered. He says, I believe it is unfair. People are prejudging all the Xbox Series X games before they're finished. 343, listen to the feedback. They're working to improve the graphics, despite the build shown was a couple of months old running on a mid-end PC. We all should wait before judging, especially the confirmed prices of the consoles are all available at launch games. I don't think we should all judge the Xbox Series X in general by what we saw of Halo Infinite. I just think we should judge Halo Infinite. And I'm sorry, I don't, the excuse train is so ridiculous. Oh, that was a months-old build, man. It was running on a mid-end PC, bro. Yeah, that's great. Guess what? This was the Xbox Game Showcase. Guess what you should actually do? Showcase your best version of the game. If you didn't, you're a fucking idiot, and you should be chastised and criticized for being so goddamn fucking stupid. I don't believe this was a bad version or an old version of the game. I believe the game sucks. That's just my belief. In fact, there's been rumors on the internet that 343 Studios is basically in dire straits. The studio itself is basically being overworked and basically just don't have the talent to hold up the Halo series anymore. That Halo Infinite really should be delayed until next year if they really want it to be finished and work properly. But it sounds like Microsoft is so adamant at this being a launch title for the Xbox Series X that they're trying to rush it along and it's not ready. Okay? There is absolutely no excuse for showing off an inferior version of your game during an event that's meant to preview the game as a system seller for a console coming out later this year. So if that's what happened, insanely bad management, insanely bad leadership. If that's not what happened and it's all bullshit, then the game's just not ready. It's looks like shit. It really looks terrible. So it is what it is. All right? It is what it is. If it comes out and it sucks, it sucks. I think people are just going to have to realize this. Like, Halo is not what it once was. You know, it's just not. It's not this ginormous franchise where this is the franchise that made first-person shooters popular on console. You're right. But it's nowhere near as good as it used to be, man. You know, it's just not. It's a new studio handling it, not Bungie. I say that even though they've handled this game for, 5 to 6 years, and they should know what they're doing. They obviously don't, because the last 2 games were terrible. And I expect this one to be terrible. I really do. I'm not expecting anything out of this game. That's why when they announced that Halo Infinite would be the launch title for Xbox Series X, I was like, and? You know, sure, people will buy it because it's going to be the only AAA major game that people will be talking about, but it doesn't mean it's going to be good. The last 2 were terrible. Why would this one be different? So, I don't know what's going to happen, but for me, either scenario is bad. Either the management is so fucking dumb, they greenlit pushing forward a build of the game to show at this event that sucked and looked terrible, or the game actually is that bad, and, you know, either one is bad. So there's no damage control you can run and say that this was okay. It was not acceptable in either choice. So I guess we're just gonna see what happens pushing forward. All right. Okay. Highway Cavalier resubscribed for 15 months. He's looking forward to Destroy All Humans. It should be hilarious. I hope so. I hope it's a great game with some humor to it. I never played it again, so I don't know, but we're about to find out. Only Iced Coffee gifted a subscription to Infinite Sphere. And then he gifted another subscription to Hail High for 03. So congratulations to both of you, and thank you again, Only Iced Coffee, for the support. Last Rambo cheered again. He says, you do not need friend codes from the Dream Suite in Animal Crossing. The viewers can easily send you some codes of very popular islands. You do not need to wait for the approval of the island owner. So you just need codes. Still frustrating. I don't really necessarily want to be putting fucking codes in. I just want to be able to jump to islands. It's kind of weird that you needed codes to do this event. Well, we'll see what happens Monday night. Only Iced Coffee gives it another subscription to Rockstar0182. Congratulations, Rockstar. Again, thank you, Iced Coffee. The Last Rambo cheered again. He says, everyone vote for Metroid Prime 2. It's been nominated several times. He's right. I would say there's actually been a few games that over the years have been nominated for Viewers' Choice events. And it's kind of like what they say, it's always the bridesmaid, never the bride, right? They get close to being the winner. It gets close. It always gets nominated. It multiple times has made it into polling. It never wins. Poor Metroid Prime 2, right? So, his suggestion is you vote for it. Obviously, I'm not going to lean towards any particular game in this polling. It's up to you guys. But, yeah, that's his suggestion. You might want to go give it a look, guys. Timbo Slice Charity says, Battletoads finally got release date of August 20th. We'd be playing it as an Xbox-only game. It would be good seeing it as it's dead in August. I just talked about that. And essentially, I think the determining factor is going to be, number one, you know, is it a fun game to play by yourself? Because I don't know if I'll be able to find any dedicated people who'll be able to play co-op with me. And number two, is it something the stream wants to see? I don't know if an old-school, side-scrolling beat-em-up with some challenging, you know, elements to it is necessarily something that's fun for a streamer. You know what I mean? If this were a co-op stream where I could join, you know, with two other people and play over the net, that would be one thing. But that doesn't seem like that's not my kind of stream, you know. I guess we'll see. I skipped the new Streets of Rage earlier this year. It was one that I was strongly considering playing, and eventually just never happened. Okay, so I don't know if I would play this one. Okay. Continuing on. Rob on Wheels is our first tipper of the day. $5 tip. He says, burn, baby, burn. Human Inferno. Sounds to me like a quote from the game, right? It does. Sounds to me like a quote from the game. I've never played it, but thank you, Rob, for the first tip of the day. Liza Ver Soul tipped $25. Thank you for the very generous tip, Liza Ver Soul. Let's get you on the leaderboard here. Okay. $25. Gets us up to 30 total. Very nice. And he says, time to probe some cows and fuck the viewer's choice. Another misser chance to not play masterpieces like Clock Tower 3, The Legend of Dragoon, Shadowheart 1 or 2. But no, we have troll picks and more game replays. Worst viewer's choice ever. Wow. Well, Liza Versal, it is what it is. You know, I don't control it. It's what the viewers nominate and the viewers vote on. And sadly, those games you just suggested did not make it to the final poll. And I apologize for that. I really do. But it is what it is. That's the viewer's choice, man. That's the nature of the beast. When you put the power in the hands of the people, can you trust the people to make the right decisions? I don't know. Okay. So anyway, thank you, Liza Versol, for the $25 tip. Nani tipped me $1, said, hey, Phil. Hello, Nani. And thank you for the $1 tip. We're up to $31 in tips now today, guys. Shirtless Mofo did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, I think they want to make a new Halo, but realize it doesn't have as much appeal, so the budget is cut. That's great, but then where is the budget going exactly? I don't know, man. Eternal Napalm just cheered. He says, Halo Infinite might look like shit, but Horizon Forbidden West will end up setting the benchmark for state-of-the-art graphics and precise combat. Perhaps it will. Perhaps it will. I would like it to. I actually would like it to. I was one of those naysayers of the original Horizon Zero Dawn. And so, if Horizon Forbidden West blows us away, I would actually be thrilled. Because the thing is, I liked Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought it was a great game. I just thought it wasn't as good as everyone was giving it credit for. Because it seemed like most of the elements of the game were taken from other places. And it really did feel like a game that was like taped together. Although now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. And you might say the same thing. Although, admittedly, I think the combat of Ghost of Tsushima is very unique. I don't think I've ever played a game with samurai combat like this before. It is kind of free-flowing and fun. And I feel it is unique in that regard. But admittedly, a lot of the other elements of the game were taken from other places. So, I don't know. For me, I'm very excited about Horizon. I think that the game studio, Guerrilla Games, actually learned their lesson from making shitty garbage. And now are making good games. And they want to stick to it. And I'm okay with that. They did a good job. So I want to see the next one for sure. Hello, Adam Outlaw. How you doing? Ricardo. Charity says, the big 4-0 is coming up. You have anything special you're planning for your 40th birthday week celebration? What? I just turned 38. Got a ways to go there, dude. I turned 38 3 months ago. I guess 4 months ago. We got a ways to go. We're not there yet. But we are getting there. I'll be over the hill soon enough. Don't worry. Dr. Kakwitz tipped me $1 and says, I would like to carry out a psychological study and evaluation on you and your viewers based around the vests and contributions. No. 672 to me, $6.72. It says, can I get a nice Xbox Game Pass reference? A nice Xbox Game Pass reference? Like to say, for example, the Xbox Game Showcase was more like the Xbox Game Pass Showcase because it just kept saying that all the games would be under Game Pass day one, even though we weren't really sold on any of the games. There you go. Shirtless Mofo cheered again. He said, I bet we all eat our words when Bug Snacks turns out to be a masterpiece. I'm telling you guys, listen. Everyone's talking about Last of Us 2, Ghosts of Tsushima. Some people are still talking about, like, Doom Eternal and stuff like that. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 2 games this year that are going to be in contention for Game of the Year. All right? And it ain't Cyberpunk. All right? That Cyberpunk is going to get cyberpunked. Because when it comes down to the best games of this year, there's going to be 2 games we're all going to be talking about in December. The first is called Bug Snacks. I'm calling it right now. Bug Snacks is going to be a game changer for video games. You will not be the same after you've played Bug Snacks. And the other one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but you must believe me. Ladies and gentlemen, my candidate for Game of the Year, Deadly Premonition 2. Okay, anyway. Captain C tipped $1.30. I'm assuming this is Captain Charisma, by the way. He says, not defending Halo, but I would like take a lesser graphics if it means hitting 60 frames per second. In a shooter, that means more in my opinion. I mean, I agree with you. And I've actually said over the years that a game like Call of Duty that consistently has run at 60 frames is much better looking than these other game franchises that are still running at 30 but have more detail in the graphics. And especially, you're right, if you're doing a competitive game, you want more frames per second. But at the very same time, all right, we've had games on the current console generation that look better than this game and run better than this game. So that's what gets me, all right, is if you're going to say this is going to be the killer app, the system seller, if you want a reason to get the Xbox Series X, it's because Halo Infinite is on there and it's going to run better than everything else. Okay? You've got to legitimately, give me a reason. You know what I'm saying? And for me, this shit ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, you look at it and you're like, what is this? You know, like, what the hell is this? It doesn't look like even like a current gen game. It seriously doesn't. it's just so behind that it's shocking that it looks that bad, you know? And this is what they were presenting. All right, as this is the next gen, this is what you need. You know, it's disturbing is what it is. They actually thought of showing that footage was going to sell people on buying the console. No one reviewed that footage and noticed how bad the graphics looked. I mean, I don't know, man. Anyway, continuing on here. Well, thank you for the dollar tip, by the way. Vingman tipped $1 and said, Do Re Egon. A reference from, I believe that is Ghostbusters 2. Yes, that is Ghostbusters 2. I believe. Feta Cappuccino tipped $1. Says 2 things, because of your inspirational heritage of family recipe sauce, I'm learning Italian. And second, if people could not judge you from the past because you improved, should you not do the same for Tim Schafer and the developers of Lords of the Fallen? Well, alright. Fair enough. You're right. Things maybe change over time and maybe people learn from their mistakes. I've seen zero evidence that Tim Schafer is not still a douchebag. And all the evidence you need is how long he's been working on Psychonauts 2 and the game still isn't fucking ready. He's been working on this game for the longest effing time. And he's still not done. So, he's just a really bad manager. He just is. He's a terrible game developer and project manager. He takes forever. He feels he's not on any time constraint. He doesn't limit his games to what they should be. And then he ends up ruining everything by blowing the budget and then rushing to finish them. And the games all suck. You know? Now, if Psychonauts 2 comes out and it ends up being, like, amazing, I will say, okay, you know what? Fair enough. Perhaps Tim Schafer has learned. And, okay, fair enough. Then I won't. I'll stop talking shit. I'll say, you know what? The game's good, and this is good. Maybe now he finally, Double Fine is doing good stuff again, and we can expect better from that studio. But look what they've done in the last 10 years. Broken Age, which was a broken game, half of a game, where the first half was great and the second half was completely unfinished, rushed, and reused all the same assets from the first half because he blew the budget and ruined the game, right? He hasn't done anything since then. Like, he literally hasn't delivered another game, you know? So, I'm sorry. And then all he's done is just cause problems, arguing with people on social media, leftist shit. It's just so dumb. Just make games and shut the fuck up. And maybe people would not make fun of you. But, you know, I still, like I said, I don't understand why we hold this guy in high regard anymore. I'm very confused. So, anyway, it is what it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just received a very large tip. However, the person who did the tip, I believe, is impersonating one of my moderators, and I'm not okay with that. So I need to say something. I received a $66 tip from someone who says that they are straight cash homie. All right, and he says, you could be the comic book guy in The Simpsons. Now, I'm taking a look at all the information about this tip. This does not appear to be anyone who has troll tipped before. All right. At the same time, okay, at the very same time, I don't know if I should believe this tip or not because they're impersonating moderator, which is you should not be doing that. That is not, I guarantee you this is not straight cash homie. Okay, he's not even here, so obviously he's not tipping $66. So that's not good. And when I will say this publicly to everyone: if you're going to tip, obviously thank you, but you have to understand that you have to do it in a way that I know that it's not like a troll or impersonation, and you should not be using someone else's name like that. Every once in a while, someone will do it and do like $1 tip and do a joke, like, oh, this person said that, is saying this, and but no, you should not be impersonating others. And I'll be very honest here. This tip is very suspect now for me. Because it's like, if this person tipped but had to impersonate someone else in their tip, should I take it seriously? Right? Is it a legit tip? Or is this someone who's trying to, oh, I wanted him to think it was somebody else, so he'll think the tip's legit, and then, later on I'll try to charge it back or whatever. And by the way, not to say that the chargeback would go through, but it's still a pain in the ass to have to deal with. So I will say this. Thank you for the tip. All right? We're going to count it for now. I see no reason not to count it and no indication that there's a problem here yet. But do not, and I mean this, do not impersonate other people with tips. I'm going to tell you right now, it's against the rules because you get misconceptions. You get people getting the wrong idea. And that's not right. I don't want anyone, pretending to be doing one thing or another, and then people, getting the wrong idea or whatever. So please understand that, all right? That is a very big thing for me. I don't like impersonations on my stream and people trying to get other people in trouble or whatever. In this case, this was a positive tip. This is a $66 tip saying, you could be the comic book guy in The Simpsons, because I did the comic book guy voice. Great, that's actually positive. But it makes it suspect when you used a moderator's name, right? And I know it's not the moderator doing it, right? They're not even here. So here's what we'll do. We'll count it for now. I see I don't see anything that's leading me to believe this is a person who is not well-intentioned. At the same time, I'm not putting it on the leaderboard as straight cash homie. All right, I'm going to say, I'm just going to say anonymous tipper. Anonymous. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Okay? So, that means we're up to $107 in tips. And after that, Hungan. Timmy $2 says, will you be playing the Avengers beta next Friday? There's loads of stuff to do in the beta. All will be free DLC. First DLC character is Hawkeye. You can make Hulk a ranged character if you want. It's awesome. From what I'm going to understand, when it first releases, it's only going to be for people who have pre-ordered the game. I have not pre-ordered the game. So therefore, no, I won't be playing it on Friday. But I believe later in the month, the beta is supposed to go public for everyone on PlayStation. And then afterwards, the week after, it goes public for everyone on Xbox. So whenever it goes public, all right, that is when I'm going to be playing it. I don't know when it's going public, but when it goes public, that's when I'm going to be playing the beta, okay? So I'll keep track of that. If you guys have information on that, let me know. That's when I'm doing it, and I'm pretty sure it's not a week from today, okay? Eternal Napalm cheered. He says, Phil is one vote away from experiencing the complete story of the emotional, melancholy, and intense second half of Nier Automata, so vote for the glory of mankind. So here you go. There's Eternal Napalm campaigning for his pick for the viewer's choice. Shirtless Mofo did a 100-bit cheer and says, Tim Schafer is the American version of Yu Suzuki. I don't know who Yu Suzuki is. Thank you for the cheer. DJ CTE cheers. I find it interesting how console wars are bad all of a sudden. Now the Xbox is no longer the top dog and don't make the best games. But shitting on the PS3 back in the day was all fine and dandy. Yeah, isn't it funny, right? Only Iced Coffee did a subscription to Dino Sword 85. What's up, Dino Sword? Good to see ya. And thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for the support. Ricardo cheered. He says, why do you stop warning people against using personally identifiable information when giving you charity? Did the troll stop targeting your donators? Because I don't do a pre-stream plug segment anymore. And that was part of the rules of the plug segment, is to warn everyone, if you're going to contribute, do not use your real name. Use an alias or use something that's not associated with your real life identity. Because sadly, there are people on the internet who do malicious shit. It has nothing to do with me. Sadly, these people just do it. Oh, look, a contributor, and they use something that I can find out their identity? Oh, I'll now harass them online. It's stupid. It makes no sense, and it leads to nothing productive. But these people are just fucking assholes, okay? Why did I stop doing it? Because I don't do the plug segment. People told me, we don't want plugs, we don't want rules, we just want you to be natural and live on the pre-stream. And that's what I do now. I give you guys a schedule update, gaming update, if there's news I want to talk about, and then we do shout-outs, and that's it. I cut that segment out of my pre-stream because people said they didn't want it. So you can't have it both ways, okay? You can't have it both ways, guys. It's not that because I don't mention something that it doesn't hold water anymore, right? It's just that people didn't want it. They complained, so I stopped doing it. Okay? So, guys, think about what vest you want. It looks like we're going to be wearing the vest to start with Destroy All Humans, which is awesome. I will be putting that on when we start, but of course we got to finish the pre-stream here, okay? All right, so shout-outs. Shout out to the top cheers of the week so far. Thank you guys for the support. We've got Jordy and Paul and Mr. Bitster tied for 9th place. We've got Nelson in 8th place. We got Midnight Syndicate in 7th. Spartan King in 6th. So Epic Games in 5th. Little Big World Order Fan in 4th. Mature Adult with a Biz Degree in 3rd. Only Iced Coffee in 2nd place. And Shadow the Hedgehog is currently in 1st place. Then, people have gifted subscriptions this week. Thank you very much for the support so far. Not Elon Jusk, Dalboth, Spartan King, D-Train 12, Torgor, and Vuvabud have all gifted a single subscription. Ultimate Cloud 7, Def himself, and Straight Cash Homie have all gifted 2 subs. Only Iced Coffee has gifted 25 subscriptions for the week. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for that overwhelming support. In fact, he just gifted 2 more subs, one to Beefsteak Tomato and one to Camaro 56. Let's actually take a look here. We're at 802 subscriptions, folks. 802. Thank you. We've gotten over 800 for the premiere of Destroy All Humans. Thank you for that. Top cheerer is Only Iced Coffee. Top tipper is that anonymous tipper who impersonated Straight Cash Homie, which again is not cool, and I would ask you don't do that in the future. All right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a brief break. I'm going to use the restroom. When we come back, I'll be wearing a vest. You guys vote right now. There's a poll going on in the stream chat. What vest I should wear, please vote. When I come back, I'll have a vest on, and we'll start up with Destroy All Humans Remake. Sound good? All right, guys. Fair enough. Thank you. I shall be back shortly. See you in a bit.